Evening all. How are we doing? Like things are actually kind of sort of maybe working. That's a novelty. Well, something like that anyway. Wonderful. How are we all doing? Happy Friday. There's my cloth gone. There it is. I'll try and get my eyeballs working. Oh, while we're at it. Oh, it's better. Oh, how are we doing? We're all doing well. Better than yesterday. Everybody's having a good day. Forward to the weekend and stuff. Been a fairly decent day today. Done a whole bunch of bits and pieces behind the scenes. Some IRL stuff. And then made a little news video. It was unexpected, but fine. The Fallout, so yeah. Who knows, maybe I'll actually play some Fallout this weekend. Which is a double score, I should probably take it. On the other hand, I also took advantage of double XP and burned through a bunch of ranks by levelling up a chunk. I'm not sure about my heavy guns build. I need to give that some more testing because I feel like it's a bit underwhelming in its damage output. You know, given the role it's there for. A little bit of testing, I think. Now, I like the Bulletstorm setup that they've put in for heavy guns. Is maybe not quite as effective as one might have hoped. I need to disassemble and clean my keyboard this weekend, really, and my mouse mat really needs cleaning. See whether or not I remember to do that and have the time. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do tomorrow. Tomorrow will not be a day off. It'll be a whole load of work running up against the clock, I think. I've actually got a whole load of stuff to do on Sunday as well, so much for a nice chilled weekend, I suppose. What can you do? That's a bitch, and then you get kicked in the nuts. Anyway, we're going to play some Tainted Grail when I find out how to do that. There we go. No updates this time, though. Checked ahead of time. Not that I was expecting any, but... Then again, I wasn't expecting any when I got caught out the other time either, so... Yeah, so it goes. Yeah, how's things here, are you? Evening Tango, you alright? Ooh. And a minor headache there. Yeah, not too bad. All over the place. Off kilter, but we're all right. Yeah. So we're going to head over to... Well, we've got a side quest to do, and then probably, maybe, need to look into it. Sweet Dreams. And then maybe we'll find the Volker clan after that. Well, we'll definitely find the Volker clan. Whether or not I'm going to be able to find this is open to some debate, because, yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? Anyway, yeah, we did the whole stuff for the Yudes and got their fancy robes. Or rather, I transmogged into them. Need a whole load more cash before I can do anything else on the upgrading side of things, because that's the bit you burn through the most. Seems like you got nothing to spend it on until you start upgrading stuff, and then you find it all disappears. Yeah, the quest is ostensibly up there, but... I feel like the only way up there is this way, and I also feel like this is not the right way. Which makes me think maybe this side quest will actually be available way later. Yeah, because it's over there. It's not in there. Definitely not it. So I'm guessing we access it from somewhere around the backside here or something. Don't know. But we'll come back to it later when we're sort of... There's these two tribes to deal with. The Arthur and Volker clans. And then there's a whole load bit around here that needs exploring. Probably do at some point, maybe later on, we'll see. Anyway, let's go and meet the Volkers again. And that is actually doing a little slide. Okay. Doesn't feel like a slide when you're in first person. It's like you're just running in a crouch. Oh. Right there. Music's sitting at 30%. It's still that loud. And yet all the other sounds a bit too quiet. Music back a little bit further. Yeah. The audio design is definitely one of the weaker points of this game, I have to say. It's a good game, but it is an indie game, and yeah, it's one. There's a bit of jank here and there, but the audio stuff is really where it shows. Certainly worth putting up with, though. Right. So I did not to engage with this fella.
The only way forward is down. And trust me, you won't like the landing.
We had a bit of a chat with him, and then decided not to press on because we decided to go after the feuds. So, yeah. I'm here on behalf of the Voice of the Tribes.
And you've got the seal. Funny how he only remembers us when he needs something. Fine. Go on then, and speak with our chieftain, Angsver. Just try not to piss him or anyone off. The only other way out of this village is a long drop straight down.
Madmen. Yeah, they are a bunch of berserkers from what I recall.
You don't belong here. Mother speaks and I listen. She says you must be tested.
I want to fight you, step aside. Mother, why does she want us to fight? Fine, if it's what you want, I'll win her back. Mother, why would Mother want us to fight?
Mother is everything. Strength, purpose, the voice that guides us. And you're the trial she set before me. I won't fail her.
I think you're just a cock. Not a very nimble one at that either. Whoops. I mean, do I want his armor? Not badly. On the other hand, I don't have it, so it can go in my collection, can't it? Yeah, sorry about your friend who attacked me on the way in and I had to slightly murder. You know, exactly leave me with a lot of options. Forge. I should probably speak to the clan leader first, and then I might have a chance of him actually okaying me to trade with people. Almi's house? A cool looking village, this one. I do get the feeling we have to go up there before long and we get into an argument. Looks ominous, to be honest. shop. Yeah, it looks cool and all, but it also looks ominous. I feel like it's going to end up being a bit of a problem, whatever happens up there. There's the other path. Going in now, here. Ooh, there's something up there that looks interesting and all. His house. Not going to push too far that way because I suspect this figure is need to be significant. Brink. Yeah, these guys all do have very, very Norse names. The whole Darth tribes do, but yeah, it's a fairly common approach to picking names and or born. That's cool. Yeah, for picking names and giving cultures a style in fantasy properties is to tie them to a real world culture, whether living or dead. Yeah, not so bad, no. Too bad. Cool. You had a feeling there was something at the back of the Mother Temple. Okay. Oh, there's a fine. Let's go and speak with the clan chief. Right, I taken a wrong turn there. I'm not. As well. It's dingy in here. Huh.
Greetings, stranger. I'm Engsvar, the chieftain of the Volkio tribe. What brings you here?
When I entered the village, one of the warriors challenged me to a duel.
Ah, Taig. Taig was a problem. The poor man had gone mad. He claimed to hear Mother's voice, that the goddess was commanding him to fight and die a noble death. Someone would have granted him that death long ago. It would have been kinder than his torment. But defeating a madman in combat brings no honor, so he suffered. And we suffered alongside him. Your act was an act of mercy.
Well, that's all right.
It's good that someone finally took it upon themselves to do it. We'll need to inform Helmi, Taig's widow. It's best if you handle it. Offer her your condolences. And don't worry, she'll understand that it had to be done.
Why do I get a feeling that's not true? Gathania sends me. He wants you to attend the moot.
Really? Me? A representative of the madmen forsaken by Mother? Does he think I don't know we're the joke of the other tribes? What? Does he want them to laugh in my face instead of behind my back?
Eh? Madman?
That's what we are in the eyes of the other Dalrita. Sure, they respect our berserker's fury, when it's not too frequent, and when it happens to serve their battles. But deep down, they see it as madness. They're afraid that in our rage, we might mistake them for the enemy.
A reasonable thing to be concerned about. If anyone wants the tribes to come to an agreement about Kamelot.
An agreement? For centuries, every tribe has only looked out for itself.
Yeah,
A single conversation isn't going to change that. Besides, with the others there, we'll never be treated as equals. That's just the way it's always been. Unfortunately, I must refuse. The vocal tribe will not join the moot. We have our own issues to attend to.
If I need something to help you in any way I can.
There is one thing, but I'm not sure you can do much about it. It's embarrassing to ask an outsider for help, but I have no other choice. Not far from the village, there's a hill that used to be the seat of our elders. At least, it was. Until bandits moved in and likely killed everyone there. They've destroyed the bridge, fortified the stronghold, and now they sit there, practically spitting in our faces.
They took over the land of the Dariata right next to a village full of warriors.
I know. We've fallen far. Once, we were a proud tribe. Now, we're stuck watching petty thugs parade around our own land. Mother is clearly showing us what she thinks of us.
You didn't try to retake the elder seat?
We lost too many good warriors. We underestimated them. On top of that, many Volkir left to join One Eye. So our numbers are thin. We don't even have our Berserker potion. We lost it, along with Mother's grace.
Lot of excuses I'm hearing here. You want me to do what you single-handedly, what you could not?
Yes, but if my warriors couldn't do it, I don't expect you to manage it alone. Still, maybe if you could sneak in there somehow and...
A bit of a Russian twang, this guy.
Either way, anyone who helps drive those dogs off our land will be rewarded. I appreciate your courage, though I hope it is courage and not just foolish bravado.
You just asked one dude to do what your entire damn tribe couldn't. Bloody warm sitting there, heat in your face while you're trying to eat your dinner. See much in here, I realise, but hey, I can divest the fellow of his winter supplies. You saved us, and then you left me to starve all winter. Yeah, well. Anything up here? Interesting, just a weird balcony that looks out on the rest of the place. Cool, that's achieving. Oh, he's got a second room back here. That's his bedroom. Dead, actually. So, first things first, we go and explain to the lady that we killed her husband. Or should be over the moon about it. Oh. Right. Excuse me, madam. Help me.
Oh, Tiga. What have you done? Why did you leave me like this? So brave, yet so foolish. What am I supposed to do now?
According to your village chieftain, he was bonkers and I put him out of his misery.
Oh! You startled me! Barging into a Dilrida woman's house without knocking. You're lucky to still be breathing. Wait, you're the one who gave him a good death, aren't you? I'm Helmi. Yes, Tega was my husband. And I suppose I should thank you.
Sorry about that.
I'm only sorry that Tega is gone. But I am grateful to you. You acted
Evening,
honourably,
Carl.
allowing him to challenge you. No one else was willing to do it. The Dilrida think fighting a madman is dishonourable, as if madness could be caught like a sickness. Madder, help me, it's utter nonsense. My poor Tega.
Thanks for sending his
He'd
condolences.
be the first I'd like to kill. But without my husband and without my calling, I don't know what would happen to me if they'd cast me out. Well, I'll manage somehow. I've survived one heartbreak with Meder. I'll survive another. Now, please, just leave me alone.
Tigo's yelling that Mathero didn't kill me. Do you believe that?
I don't believe Meder was speaking to him. And I know what I'm talking about. Before I got married, my greatest dream was to become the Volker matron. But I believe that he believed it. That's why they thought he was mad. If I had become a priestess, Tega would still be alive. I would have loved him from afar, but at least he'd still be here.
If he went bonkers, how would your being a priestess have stopped that?
It's hard not to. Maybe there
Unless you're
was something
saying
I
that
could
as
have
his
done.
wife you drove him insane.
Maybe I missed some symptoms, signs that his illness was getting worse. It's nice of you to try and comfort me, but I need to deal with my grief on my own. Though I'll admit, right now, I'd gladly kill half of my tribe. Especially those who refuse to grant him a good death.
You don't think he was mad?
Maybe he was. He definitely hadn't been himself lately. You see, my Tega was never a particularly pious man. I sent him to appease Madar with an offering once when my health began to fail. I won't lie. I was frustrated with my own weakness because going to the temple had always been both my duty and my joy. But Tega went there because he loved me deeply. That's when it all started. I recovered, but he kept going to the temple. Sometimes multiple times a day. He said Madar was speaking to him and that it was his duty to listen to her.
Why was he visiting the temple so often?
He said the fate of our marriage and the fate of all the Volker depended on it. The problem was he started taking all the food we had and we began to go hungry. That's when the real arguments started. So what fate of our marriage was he even talking about? Now that I think about it, it was such a stupid reason to fight. I should have gone with him, found out what he was talking about. But what's done is done. Tega's dead.
You know, all your food to the temple so that you starve seems like a pretty good reason to be pissed off with the guy, to be honest. Yeah, I think it does sound like he was a bit tapped in the head, to be honest. I'll go to the temple, see if I can find out what
Go
caused
ahead
this.
if you want to. I've been there myself, but Madar didn't say a word to me, as you can probably imagine. But who knows? Maybe you'll get
Only
lucky.
from your tone.
Maybe there really is something that reveals itself only to the chosen. If you find it, kill it for me, in Tega's memory.
Why did you want to become a
I'd be
priestess?
lying if I said it's the dream of every little Volker girl. It's the most respected position for a woman in our tribe, but it's also the heaviest responsibility. If Madar's voice truly exists, it doesn't speak with words. You feel it in your soul. It's a calling. And her voice was screaming inside me. I truly wanted to give myself to her, but the elders decided I wasn't fit for the role. And then there was Tega, whom I learned to love in time.
Your matron doesn't seem like an easy job.
Easy or not, it was my calling. and I truly believed I was the right choice. But the elders said I was too hot-headed to bear that responsibility. Me? Hot-headed? Can you believe that?
I can tell you really care about this and you're not afraid to show
I'm just
it.
being honest. There's nothing wrong with wearing your heart on your sleeve. If every Dilrida was as honest as I am, our tribes would have united and supported each other long ago. No one's going to try and convince me otherwise.
Fair enough. Yeah, not expecting a particularly chilled one myself. I've got a lot of stuff to get through this weekend. I would like a nice chilled weekend, but I don't think that's the way mine's going. Sadly. Faintly annoyingly. Anyway. I found the Temple of Mother earlier. See what's going on here.
So you're the one who lit up this sad old pillar. You almost caused a stir among those sad lumps. Almost. So, I guess you're not exactly what they've been waiting for. But you've certainly piqued my curiosity.
What?
This tribe. Once hailed as mighty warriors. Now they're just sitting around, waiting for someone to save them. If it's not their matron they're hoping for, then it's for the pillar to flood the village in scarlet light. They've lost their purpose and are desperate for someone to give it back to them.
Where's the matron?
That's what they call their priestess. She disappeared long ago and never returned. The Volker claim she took Mater's favor with her, leaving them cursed. They act like a spoiled child whose mother suddenly got cross with them, and they can't understand what is happening. It should be amusing, but somehow it's not.
And what does the glowing pillar even mean?
That's a good question. The pillar reacted to me when I first arrived, although very faintly. And now it's reacting to you for some undeniably fascinating reasons I'd love to hear about. But here's the real puzzle. Why does the pillar respond to creatures touched by the Wyrdness? And what exactly are they waiting for if nothing is ever enough? I doubt even Angsvar could answer that, but you should ask him anyway. I'm quite curious to hear what he'll tell you. Meet me later at the temple, fellow brother in the Wyrdness. I have a feeling we'll have plenty to talk about.
Strange fellow. Very strange chap. Okay, let's go and see what the clan leader has to say on the subject. Yes. He doesn't seem to want to chat. Oh, head up to the temple and see if we can't solve this little issue with their deity and a potentially crazy dude. I have a hunch it won't have anything to do with their deity. It will be some creature that's moved in. And possibly a fae. It's only interested in afflicting the men. I guess. Every day. Looking fellow. Okay. Hmm. $92 of those. I mean, I could. It doesn't seem like a great play. Probably sell a bunch of this, so... Worth 25. 25. All worth the same, are they? 1, 2, 1. 2. It's worth 100. After a bunch of that. Sell it all, can't I? I'm not going to make all of that because I feel like using up all of the ale is probably not a wise play. But there's a bunch of alchemy. Outside and level up actually while I think about it. I'll push on. Notifications for days, apparently. So now my magical critical chance has suddenly jumped back up to 130%. Which fucking one is it? Decidedly confused. Okay, if I can. We did quite a few quests. No shortage of content in this game, to be fair. Anticipating around about 40 episodes total when we're done. It's generally a sign of a pretty substantial RPG. Bethesda size, but you know, next step down from that. I'm distinctly confusulated here. Even fairer? Hmm. Hmm. an eye on things and see what happens. We might use a reset potion and redo all of this just to kind of get a finalized version of it. For too long. Stamina, apply bleed, and increases critical damage. No brainer right now. Look right to me, no? Right.
Hello again, fellow outsider. Welcome to the heart of the Volker's desolation.
What's Pick doing on the Deliad?
Why, chasing mysteries, of course. You know what I find most fascinating about the Volker? Almost all of them carry the faint scent of the Wyrdness. The traces of it run through their veins, like tiny sparks lighting them from within. That caught my curiosity, so here I am, trying to satisfy it.
I suspect it has something to do with their potion that makes them rage. Angsvar let you stay for that. They let you live in the temple. What mysteries to be uncovered? And Angsvar let you stay for that?
Angsvar let me stay because the pillar glowed when I arrived. And everyone decided it meant something. Salvation, a new beginning. Anything to pull them out of this mire. I turned out to be none of those things. So I promised him I'd at least try to figure out how to open these damn doors without the matron's totem. So far, I've failed spectacularly at that too.
Let you live in the
There's
temple?
no priestess, no goddess, and barely any believers. Hardly enough to call it a temple, is it? Faith breaks so easily. That's why we don't believe in locking it away in buildings. Or people, for that matter.
And what mysteries
Other
have you
than their
uncovered?
famous battle rage being less about their goddess's wrath and more about the Wyrdness churning behind these doors? Not much, sadly. The mysteries just keep piling up, as they always do. Speaking of which, there's something I want to ask you. You're not one of my kin, yet you almost feel like one. It's a bit distracting. Tell me, what's your secret?
Which of the Wyrdness? Do you know I'm not a Pict? Secret for a reason. There's a bit of a Fore-Dweller inside me. How do you know I'm not a Pict?
I did say almost, didn't I? I may not know every Pict on Avalon, but I know my own when I see them.
Stuff to sell. Look here. I'm Grace. Can't afford to buy this item. Nope, I am broke. Heals you instantly. That sounds cool. Healing Cinder. Potion. Otherworldly Wax. Stick Ward. Magic Shield. Getting damage and dealing magical damage to people in the area. Summon Remor Warrior, no thank you. Hailstorm. Chilling Projectile, massive chunk of chilling ice, still not that great. Caustic Wrath. Poison. Great. Fire Rune. An explosive burning rune, apparently, basically a trap, magical trap. Storm Piercer, which I already have. This stuff is just not that great, really, is it? Interesting. Those must be the doors that you can't figure out how to open. Neither can I right now. Hmm. I think I'm getting anything here right now. Nope, I think I'll have to hit the main quest and then try that, come back, I think. We'll see what happens from there, or the main quest for this tribe, anyway. So, up there. So down and round. Okay, fair enough. We can do that. Take out a load of bandits. So that's beyond my abilities. Round and round and down and round. See, that's the bridge that they severed, huh? Suggests anyway in there is probably that way. Well, it'll be an interesting fight then.
Stay focused.
See, there was a nameless narrator. Okay.
This is gonna hurt. We'll make short work.
Sorry, did I cut you off there, buddy? No, I'm going to take the bloody lock and just sell everything I can get my hands on.
Someone's out there.
Zap, zap.
Did you hear something?
Going very well for these fools, is it? Zap. Our entire tribe couldn't do this. I'm just strolling in, mate.
I'll make you pay for that.
For sure. In another life.
You're no match for our man. You made a big mistake.
Oh, you landed a hit. Did not help you much, though, did it?
Your wealth is ours. Your money or your life. God! Oh my.
And another one down. Don't need a half barrel or whatever we've got there. Didn't want to drop for some reason. Cookies must be shared. This is the problem on the internet at the minute. They keep trying to share cookies we don't want. Make us take cookies we don't want. Keep trying to make me take cookies I don't want. Who are you and they made the rule? You were baking cookies.
Company.
I hope so, anyway. I am cucumber. Yeah. Stuff I forgot that's not worth much. All of that. Just adjust yet. In 7, 25, 1.7. Okay, yeah. Move it all. Right. Yeah, this reminds me of something with the way it drops gear like that. Reminds me of some game, I'm not sure what. Not Fallout, although there are similarities there.
Someone's out there.
Zapping these guys and doing more damage, healing myself as I do, faster than they can actually hurt me.
Stay focused.
Hoping to get him, not have him go flying off the cliff there, but hey, you know. Don't want them all. I might find his corpse later, maybe I won't. Either way, we'll play it by ear.
We're not alone.
I'm shocked by that revelation. Now I thought I might have to summon Bertilak again, but seems that's not necessary.
Your mother or your love. Your road ends here.
There we go. That's the boss taken out. Here's that you, and you can shoot that piece of wood. So, yeah, that's that done. With the Volker, I'd love to question of why they were so wussy about it. Which is this worth? 360. Valuable bows. You drop a chunk. Cast twig, viewed Mystic's totem, gauntlets, armor. Totem, look, what does it do? Mana regen, but not as good as what I have. It looks quite cool though. My Usurper's mantle. Not worth it. See how it looks compared to what I currently have though. It's not bad look actually. Be even better than the one I have. And the gauntlets also probably not worth it, but again, I might want the style. Some way of my carry weight up there. I'm still a little cucumbered. Weapon. 50% chance to duplicate all magic projectiles. No. Seat of the Elders. Any other goodies here? None of the food gives me a carry weight buff. Anything that's going to be less than that. Well. Oops. Thin anyway. Goodies anyway. And I'm over encumbered. Bunch of stuff I don't need here. No, dump all that bread because I'm not going to use it. See if anything that's actually good down here. I'm hoping I might stumble onto this unique gear or something. Promising though, is it? Maybe in the other house. Hmm. Stuff what's worth anything. Right, hopefully I'll be able to sell some of this. Very, very soon. Elevator pass. Hmm. Sneaky back way in, apparently. I'd known it was there. Bloody carry weight. Drove me nuts. I'm curious to see what would happen if I was standing on that, under that when it arrived. Very nicely engraved. Yeah. Allegedly, Glither has a shop here. Glither wants to trade.
Come closer, dearie. My, what a fetching lad you are. And all the way out here in the Forlorn Swords. Tell me, have you come looking for a strong Del Reader wife?
What if I have you offering? Not interested in a wife, already have someone. What if I have you offering?
Ah, you're a real charmer, aren't you? That's one of the things I miss about travelling across Avalon. Men outside the Forlorn Swords know how to use their words, make a woman feel special. The Del Reader
Why didn't I try just in case I did get squashed?
Talk. especially the Volker. But it's still nice to hear something kind now and then.
Right, let's do some trading while I can. And we'll talk to her in a bit more detail in a minute. Get that. Can't sell those because they're marked as stolen. Not terribly surprised, but I thought I'd give it a go anyway. Good. Nice. She's chucked up a fair bit of cash there. You seem friendly.
If all the Volker you met were like this sorry lot, then I'm not surprised I seem like the odd one out. I remember the feasts we used to have, the celebrations. Any excuse was good enough. Then I left for a couple of decades and came back to this. We were never the cheeriest folk, but now it's like they've all got a frost grot up their arses.
Snail? Giant snail up your ass? That seems... Ew. Did you travel to Avalon?
Ever since I was little, I wanted to see the world. I tried joining the Stone Wardens, but I've got two left hands when it comes to their craft. So, I did what many young Del Rita do when they want a taste of freedom. I became a mercenary. I loved the road, but then the years started catching up to me, so I came back and set up my shop.
Didn't think of staying outside the Fallen Swords?
No, this is my home. Always has been. I bore a son and daughter here. Left them to be raised by their fathers into proper Volker. But I came back from time to time to visit. I always knew I'd return one day. But it was when I met my grandchildren that I truly knew it was time to leave wandering behind.
Seeing life? Miss the world outside?
I do sometimes. But these days, I'm content just reading about it. Oh, which reminds me, I've been waiting for my journal to be delivered. I heard from a friend that they wrote an article about me. But everything arrives late in this blasted village. Would you be so kind as to check the road and see if the merchant is on the way?
Sure.
Ah, thank you, dearie. You're a sweet one, aren't you?
I've just made 5 grand off here. It seems like the least I can do. Right then, misery guts. Reclaim the seat of the
Really?
others.
How? No, don't tell me. Let it stay between you and Mother. I feel she has a hand in this. Thank you for stepping up for us. I promised a hefty reward, and now it's yours. And since Mother helped, with reclaiming the seat of the Elders. Maybe her grace will also guide us with the matter of the empty temple. Frigg, the matron who served there, disappeared one fateful day. We searched everywhere, but it was no use.
Maybe they picked the
It
wrong
was like
matron.
she vanished into thin air. The sacred totem of Mother, passed down from matron to matron, disappeared with her. Without it, we can't appoint a successor, and the temple has remained empty ever since.
Why did she leave?
It's hard to blame her. She left after the massacre of Gunvalder. Her daughter was with a man from that tribe, and was in the village when it happened. Frigg was furious that we didn't come to their aid. But tell me, would anyone have helped us if the situation had been reversed? Of course not. I've spent
Somebody's gotta
years
go
questioning
first.
whether I made the right decision back then. Even now, I don't have an answer. And I no longer have the strength to dwell on it.
Left your neighbours to die. You did not make the right decision. There's no two ways about it. It's not really a tough call to make, really. Look at Susan Point to
You're
the
right.
tribe.
Only a matron can brew the sacred potion that allows us to enter the battle frenzy. Without it, the Volker tribe isn't worth much.
I'll see if I can
We gave
find
up
her.
searching for her a long time ago. It's pointless. Mother made her judgment clear. But if you're set on trying anyway, speak with Bride. He'll know more than I do.
Chirp. Rika had a house somewhere, didn't she? I don't remember where. There. Somebody had a forge. So I guess we'll stick a head near and see if there's anything worth a look. Yeah, he's not exactly a lot of use, that guy, is he?
Off with you, stranger. I don't want to talk. I feel sorrow.
We all.
I'll take a look at what I've got.
Ore and some wood.
Aye.
What's your problem?
Oh, I saw an outsider. I figured you must have lost your way to end up here at the Volker tribe. But you, not riding ahead, are you? That's why you're here. Can I help you? Speaking so politely to a Volker, you got to be mad. And to answer your question, no, I can't be helped. I just need to be alone.
Are you
You
sad?
won't leave me be, will you? Fine, have it your way. How long can a man sulk, anyway? A mourning a loss, if you must know. My blade. Shattered into pieces. I've collected every shard and keep them close. It's hard to accept that I'll never wield it in battle again.
You're a blacksmith. Fix it. Forge yourself another?
Aye, I will. Once the sorrow passes. What kind of smith doesn't wield a decent blade of his own? But even so, I could forge a dozen axes, another dozen swords. None of them would replace that blade. It was one of a kind. It was forged from the same metal as the giant swords. I found it after we wiped out our Remor camp.
Been that good if it broke.
Blood and guts of those wretches were everywhere. And there it was. My sword. It called to me. It was meant to be mine.
What happened to it?
I shattered it. I realized I couldn't keep going like this. It had all gone too far, far beyond what I could handle. It kept demanding more. Because everything comes at a price.
What do you mean
The
by that?
sword. It needed proof of loyalty. Proof that we were worthy of each other.
Seems cursed to
And
me.
since blood binds best, It demanded blood. When there was no one else to cut down, I let it taste my own. Until, one day, the blood of others wasn't enough anymore. It wanted mine.
Sword made you harm yourself. What happened when you didn't feed it blood? What we do the chosen? Sword made you harm
so
yourself.
What? Don't give me that look. It's clear you've not spent much time with the Vulkars, if things like this bother you.
What happened when you didn't feed it blood?
It went dull. Dull as an ulcer. Couldn't even cut through a slab of bear meat. Sometimes, if I went too long without tasting my blood, I'd have to fight with that blunt blade. Felt like punishment for letting it starve.
What do you do the shards
What,
now?
you want them? Fine. Take them. I'm not reforging it into a new blade. I need to come to terms with the loss. It was meant to be.
Yeah, it sounds
But
decidedly
if you
cursed to
can forge
me.
something from it, I'll commend you. It's not an easy material to work with.
If I can reforge it, you don't want it back?
No. That'll be your work, your blade. Just like I once found mine, you'll find yours in the forge's fire. I'll rid myself of what's caused me so much sorrow, and you'll gain something to fight with. A fair trade. Just remember, if it starts whispering to you, there's only one way to deal with it.
Any advice on working with these shards?
Well, you'll definitely need Weirdstone. And besides that,
You mentioned I must be lost under here. You don't see outside of us
it's
often?
rare enough to see other people in the forlorn swords. But making it to the Vulkars, that's another story. Most don't. They get eaten by beasts, their minds twisted by ice weavers, or swallowed by the night. Or they simply decide there's nothing here, and wonder why the hell they should bother coming to
I
us
didn't
at
save.
all. I don't blame them. But since everyone's abandoned us, they can shove it. We'll manage on our own. There's nothing left anyway.
You seem to have the highest opinion of your own
That's
tribe.
not it, stranger. Listen closely. Some say Mathair has abandoned us. Me? I'm not sure she was ever really with us in the first place. Well, that doesn't matter. What matters is Vulkar. I'm loyal to the tribe because loyalty is the only thing with real worth. A man can be broken by the silence when his gods don't answer. He can be broken by death's shadow or the grip of madness. But if he stays loyal to his tribe, deep down in his heart, it means that everything fades, except devotion.
Get a blade. Increases damage dealt with 10% for each kill with a weapon up to 100%. Lasts until weapon is unequipped. Attacks made with weapon deal 4% of max health as damage to its wielder. And needs bone, fragments, and weirdstone, all of which I have. Expected outcome success. Okay. The lols. Propaganda. Put a face on it. Interesting looking sword. It's short and choppy, really, isn't it? Any interesting that can go in my stash, along with a couple of other things, I'm sure. Hold it longer and it'll talk. I can live without that. I'm not terribly surprised though. Just trouble looking for a place to happen, that. Interesting. Probably around. I see. Okay, fair enough. Deal with that in a bit. Up and up and up we go. You handed it started a group and suggested gifted butter knives instead. Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to see you, fellow outsider. What brings you here today?
Guy's voice reminds me of something. Yeah, it reminds me of something. Not sure if it's Skyrim or Starfield or something else entirely. My brain's going in that direction. Although, if it's one, it's likely to be both, given the crossover in voice actors. Thanks, Val. Said you could tell me more about the missing matron.
Matron freak. I doubt she'd have been pleased to see me here, in a place that belonged only to her and those who came before. The Volkers say she cursed them and left, that Mater herself hid her tracks so she could never be found. They're wrong. At least about finding her. She may be gone, but her presence is everywhere. You just need to follow it.
What do you mean?
You've seen it by now. On Avalon, the weirdness is always there. Thick in some places, thin in others, but never truly gone. And everyone leaves their mark on it. Some faint, some strong, but someone like the Volker matron, she'd leave a trail bright as a blaze. You just need to find it.
And why haven't you tried?
Oh, I have. But she never showed much of herself to me. Maybe I wasn't to her liking. She was a serious person after all. Me? Not so much. But you're here for a reason. She might favor you more, or perhaps the weirdness itself will. It's worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Her presence will be strongest in the places she favored. This temple, for one. Her old home. Perhaps by the common fireplace, where her people gather? Beyond that, it's hard to say.
How do I find it?
First, you'll need to sharpen your senses to the weirdness. I have something that can help, but before you set out, I want to ask a favor. When you find the totem, don't go running straight to Angsvar. Bring it here instead. If a new matron takes her place, these doors will close to both of us forever, and I need to know what's behind them. I'll repay you, I promise. Answers and more. Excellent. I can hardly wait. Here, ether bloom. Woven with ethereal cobweb and just a hint of wolfsbane. You'll need to smoke it. Be brave.
Right. Smoke the ether bloom pipe. Possibly go wrong. Any signs in here? I do. Even grey. Yeah, well, might be the kid. Really? Down there? A bit weird. Let's see what's off this direction then. The door down there. Interesting. Gotcha. Ooh. Angry baddies. Sufficient to take me out. There's signs of a merchant somewhere around here. Gareth the Fair, humble in service, noble in spirit, and light forged not by birth but by deeds. I think we've encountered that guy before. Got a theory. Up here and see what happened. Dead with a big old sword. Great sword, allegedly. Well, I do need to go that way for one of the quests. Much luck finding the missing merchant. Ah! Looked to be the merchant who's dead. Oh, we found what we're looking for. Read her book, shall we? The Avalon Crime Special Edition. Interview with the client of the Wandering Black Widow. Most readers know the legend of a woman who helped mistreated wives take care of their husbands and built a tidy business doing so. It happened less than 50 years ago. Could she still be alive? The scribe Garvin interviews one of her alleged clients. Garvin. Hello, Natalie. In your letter you claim to be one of the Black Widow's clients. Black Widow? That's cruel. She was an angel. Angel of death, perhaps. Maybe. But if not, Suzanne would be 6 feet under. My husband, may the earth never release him, beat me daily. He had enough blood for a sausage every morning. Okay. What about the guards? He was a moonshiner, popular with the military. Guards didn't meddle, said it was domestic and nothing more. Was she well known? My grandmother sent me to her. Plenty of others went too. Suzanne wasn't just some poison vendor. She gave me advice, listened and cared. What if the advice didn't work? She'd act like a true Doriata. Only as a last resort, she would never hand over the potion. Only as a last resort would she hand over the potion, rather. For the soup, you know the rest. Any idea where she is now? Someone rusted her out to the Mystic Division and she vanished. Had to. I'm sure Glitter's fine wherever she is. Glither? Wasn't her name Suzanne? Natalie refused to answer any further questions. Maybe both names were false, but one thing's certain, she'll always be the Wandering Black Widow. Name changed. So, kind of, except that the person asking for that book was the Glither named in it. Or Glither, however you say it. Now my magic critical chances have dipped back down to 57 again. It's like yo-yoing. I don't know which it is. It's weird. Decidedly confused here. What's up? I feel like the left-hand path is the one I want. A bear. That's 5 bear pelts, which I do not currently have. Hmm. Old chip tablet. Other tribes claim the giants speak to them through visions and dreams, so why does our giant from the depths remain silent? Are we unworthy? They say the will of the Fore-Dwellers was for the giants to obey them, but we sought to worship them. Why then has the Ancient One chose not to grace us with his gaze? And since our tribe will soon turn away from our giant, we will return to the embrace of Kalich, hoping she will forgive our offence and our search for new gods. Up and up and up and up and up we go. I think it's a big good time to get some backup. Yeah, that time, you sod, where are you? Here you are. Finished you. Oof. Bit of a fight there, those guys. Guess my friend either got beaten or has disappeared. No, he's there. He just decided to stop fighting. Of course he did. Hey, what's the fella to do, eh? Just put the shoe on the other foot there, okay? Right? Playing as the summon. I feel like there wouldn't be a lot of long-term survival to a game like that. You know, a lot of depth to it. So we've played it, how many times? I mean, there wouldn't be a lot of story, I suppose. No, actually. But it might be a case of when you get summoned in, you can piece together bits of the story and you've got to figure out what's what and things. But you're not there all the time, so that would make it a bit harder. fish there. Round it up and up. Old fortress with tons of stuff to beat the crap out of. Right, down we go. A whole load of mashed potatoes. Been repeated demon home again. No warning when he yanked out of it. Possibly. Fetch them toilet paper. Yeah, you could definitely go down that road. That'd be fun. Plenty of both, I think. I have to figure out what's actually going on. Like a little force lightning. Fishing rod up in the mountains. We're near any water. Well, the kind of water there's fishing in anyway. Right. Interesting. All the way down here. Clean, well-lighted place. It's going to be significant later, isn't it? I think probably not right now. With a name like that. I mean, if it turned out the person summoning you in's actually got serious problems, you can't really figure out what they are because you only get snippets here and there, and you've got to try and work it out. And when you are occasionally summoned in, solve a larger mystery and problem. Could be interesting. Shrine cellars. Well, still having a hard time figuring out where I need to be. Hmm. It is all the way down there. I thought it was. Thrown off because somehow I ended up off of the right quest. Hmm. It's down here then. Snowy cave. Don't need a spoon, and I'm sure I accidentally picked one up. It's there. Looks like where she is. And there's a monster. Bottomless. Grab a little bit of munch. Do. Yep, finished him. Agent's insignia, witch class, vodka, Clanswick's kilt, beast-hide boots. Badass look, that. I think I've got another one of those somewhere. Well, she came down here, but whatever the reason. We have found what became of her. Quiet death. Dagger, I would assume. Yep, the extra backstab damage. I really don't see a stinky knife build being all that practical in this game, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong, but... gladiatorial wizard look. Yeah, well... yeah. Tough tribes, demon type thing going on. Right, found all that. And over here, there's more things and such. But still this, how are you supposed to get there? I don't know how we get here, but here... Not that way. Because you can go in that way. There should be a way across up top, but I also haven't seen any sign of one, because I think the bridge is just a dead end up there, isn't it? Bridge down here, and I don't think there is a way across up top either. Right. Horses up there, so the worst idea to rush all the way back up there and see what I can find. Member of the Mages Guild. Yeah, exactly. Archmage, of course. Archmage of the College of Winterhold. Yeah, there was a bridge over that way, but there's not anymore. Maybe a way through over that side? I doubt it. See what we can see. Ha 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 ha! We will be getting over there, but not until later. My horse was up here. I guess it's probably desummoned at this point. Still don't know how to make this fella into a mount. Frostcut mucus, maybe. Fiery, patches up. Vegetables. Yeah, I think that one would turn him into a mount, but... Oh, I need mandrake for that. Okay. Look into that. Yeah, screw it. Let's ride back because I feel like doing that. A bit longer, but it won't take that long. Although, this is not the way I was meant to go. Still. Check that place out. There's living in the mountains, there's living on top of a mountain, and there's living on top of a mountain, like these folks do. Galloping a horse along the side of a mountain like this just seems like a death trap, really. So, let's see what this lady who allegedly spent her time helping abused wives. Oh, your journal.
Yes, dearie.
Nothing. Just wondering if you got it yet.
No, dearie.
Oh, your
Yes.
journal. Is it?
Ah, yes! Thank you, my sweet. Here, take this for your trouble. Now, I know what I'll be reading before bed.
You're the Wandering Black Widow. Did you really help kill all those men?
Ah, so you've read the article. My, now I really do need to catch up on it.
How did it start?
Well, one day, I was standing by the caravan, minding my own business, when a woman came up to me. She had a black eye and a look of pure desperation. Said she didn't know who to turn to, but since I was a mercenary, she wanted to hire me. Told me she'd caught her husband hurting their little girl. At first, I told her to go to the chieftain. Among the Del Reader, that's an offence that gets you made nameless, beaten black and blue.
Seems reasonable to me.
She said it didn't work like that where she came from.
Could have just left. Dowries don't have problems within families. The Dowries don't have problems within families?
A child may not yet have a name, but a child is still weak and defenseless. To harm one is to lose your honor, your hands, and your name. As for adults, a Del Reader who's earned their name belongs to no one but themselves. They come and go as they please. And to strike your spouse? What honor is there in hurting the one who loves and trusts you above all else?
They're frankly more generous about it than I'd be.
In time, I learned to spot them myself. Some didn't want to talk. Others didn't trust me. But then there were those desperate for any help at all. So, I helped. One way or another.
I don't want to go with that because I know better. But seeing as I've got no other choice, including backing out of the conversation.
That's exactly what I told her. Leave the bastard, take the girl, go back to her first family. But she said if she went back to her father, he'd beat her too, and then send her right back to her husband.
Some father.
That's when I said, enough is enough. And I took matters into my own hands.
Reasonable to me. Starlight Serpent Lance. Oh, cool. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Starlight Serpent Lance is what I got for my for going and fetching a book. Right. Gonna see what happens if we take this amulet up to the guy who wants to have a poke around the Delriata's temple. Gotta admit, I'm curious myself. Two kinds of people in the world, those who can extrapolate from incomplete data. And those have heard that one before.
It's always a pleasure to see you, fellow outsider. What brings you here today?
No, that voice from somewhere else is bugging me. I have the totem.
Now that is exciting. But please, the honor should be yours. You're the one who put in all the hard work, after all. I'll be right behind you.
Why do I get the feeling that I am being screwed here? Not in a good way. Brink. Seeing a lot of things that seem like very poor decisions right now. Fore-Dweller Knight. Right. Not big and bad, really, are you? Jaunty town for someone who looks like wearing a mask looks like the last thing you see before you end up in a wicker man. Yeah, he's definitely a bit weird. But yeah, I recognise the voice.
Oh, you're back. I tried following you, but the door shut right in front of my face.
Sure
Almost
it
on
did.
my nose, to be honest. Maybe I could go in now, but first I'd rather you just tell me what happened in there.
Yeah, I bet you would. What and killed the Fore-Dweller?
A Fore-Dweller? Ah, so it's just as I suspected. But why would a Fore-Dweller be in what's supposed to be the Temple of Meter?
You suspected? Something to do with the potion. What's beyond that door is the main ingredient. You suspected?
Mm-hmm. Angsvar told me the pillar in the village was ancient, and that back in the day, it would blaze scarlet with Mater's true fury. But we both know that it simply reacts to creatures touched by the Wyrdness, and it hardly ever blazed for either of us. That's because it's tuned to react specifically to the Fore-Dwellers. I know that Alrita fought alongside King Arthur against them, but it still doesn't explain why this one tribe has a pillar like that.
It has something to do with the potion. What's beyond the door is the main ingredient.
Oh, I see now. According to the Volker legends, the first berserkers were born on the battlefield during the war with the Fore-Dwellers. Mater was supposed to lend them her anger and strength, but maybe the truth is far more visceral. Blood has power. The Druids always knew that. And the blood of a Fore-Dweller must have been the purest Wyrdness, the purest intent. If you believed it could make you invincible, then that's exactly what it would do.
They were drinking blood? It's disgusting. So that was a real Fore-Dweller, I thought? So there was no math there? You tell Angsvar. So that was a real Fore-Dweller.
Maybe, once. It could have been a captive, brought here by the Dalrita and hidden in the vault. But there's no way it survived for 600 years, being bled over and over again. Nothing could endure that.
Depends how
At
often it's
least,
bled, really, doesn't it?
I hope not. I
For
think
how
it's an
much?
apparition of the Wyrdness. Same with the blood. But with intent that strong, sustained for so long, it's probably indistinguishable from the real thing.
Sense to me. No math there?
Well, I can't say for certain. Although personally, I don't believe she's truly on Avalon. As for the potion, her wrath isn't really hers. It's born of the Wyrdness. That's why so many of the Volker still have its traces coursing through their veins. Once someone drinks the potion, it stays with them.
Yeah, I figured
But
that bit
that
out
much
myself.
weirdness all at once for someone so unprepared? Well, it can't be good for them. No wonder other tribes thought they were madmen. And no wonder there are so few left.
They were drinking blood? That's
War
disgusting.
is disgusting. Blood, rot, viscera, it's all part of it. What happens in war is never
That's true.
pretty.
Should we tell Angsvar?
You will do with this knowledge what you see fit. Angsvar and I, we've had our differences. I doubt he'd believe me. And honestly, I'm not brave enough to try to convince him.
I actually
Now,
believe that.
I promised you a reward. I'll give you something he refused, but it might be of some use to you. I've managed to create a recipe for something similar to their potion. It's not as potent, but now that I know what it is, It's far less damaging to the body. Take it. You look like you've still got a long journey ahead of you.
Why did Angzar refuse this? Because it's not the real
He
thing.
worried that instead of giving his tribe a new purpose, it would only hasten their decline. And I think he might have been right. Don't mention it. It's been a pleasure meeting you. I think I'll stay here for a while and see how things unfold. After that, I'll find another mystery to chase. Who knows? Maybe our paths will cross again, fellow traveler in the Wyrdness. In the meantime, try not to get into too much trouble. Unless it's something interesting.
That was worth it. Do we tell him the truth? Yeah, I think so. So. This will give me lots of big stuff on there. That's a bit less pronounced. There's a bit more silver. There's a bit more brown. Okay. That's the new one I got. With extra bones and things. Do I like that more or do I not? Kinda do actually, I think. Kinda works. Be the one to go for that's a bit paler, wouldn't it? Yeah. Now let's have a look at my shoes. There's a better option there. With the hollow sun. Good boots. They're quite good. Pointy. Few Dreamwalkers ones. They kind of match. They're quite good. Might go with that actually. Which point in transmogging this really with the. If there's anything in here that would fit my style. I mean, maybe. But no point in spending the money on it when I'm just having my helmet hidden anyway. It's actually not a bad look, but not any better than what I've got. The old weird antlers on the back there. Outside of these, Oriata totem. The All Knight is quite cool. Flaming cloak does not do any flaming. We stick with the basic one, it looks the part better. So, all my translogging done. That's not worth upgrading really, apart from increasing the armor. Again, armor. Critical damage. Armor, critical damage. Mana regen, spell power. Critical chance. Yeah, it's probably not point in upgrading anything right now. New relics I want to attach? You're trying to walk through a doorway with a whole elk rack on your back. Yeah, that could be potentially challenging. You'd have to kind of duck under, wouldn't you, and go sideways. There's an also drive feature in Cyberpunk. Yeah. I did hear about that. I haven't tried it. Don't really see the appeal myself, to be honest. So I have gloves, trousers that don't have anything on them yet. More dash invincibility, stamina regen, reduce stamina use, blocking max health for now. Have anything else really worth doing? So that'll do for now. Go and I'll probably have to have a nap first, won't I? Oh, Arthur wants to talk. I've had to kill my own pedestrians. Yeah, exactly. Driving's actually been quite a lot improved since the original version of the game, since I first played it. It's a lot easier to drive without absolutely slaughtering everybody than it was the first time around. So, yeah. I mean, I still crashed and slaughtered things on occasion, but generally I was able to drive around town without absolute bloody chaos. When in a car, motorbikes are still insane, but you know, it's definitely been improved. You know, some of the Doriata were drinking Fore-Dweller blood during the war?
No. How would I? The tribes were our allies, but they commanded their own forces. The truth is, that war made monsters out of us all. The Fore-Dwellers weren't just any normal enemy. The way they looked, the way they wielded the Wyrdness. To many, they seemed almost godlike. I don't condone what the Volker did, but sadly, I understand it.
Interesting take, and I do kind of get where he's coming from on that. The fact that they won't turn around if you're behind them is a bit annoying. Found your matron. She's dead.
With our luck, it couldn't have ended any other way. But the totem, was it with her? If so, we can at least name her successor.
All these spikes would do more harm to the wearer than they would to anybody else.
Could it be that Mother is finally smiling upon us? Thank you. Feels like seeing the first light of dawn after a night that refused to end. But this isn't the end of our misfortunes. Elspeth, the girl chosen to be the next matron, took her own life today. Threw herself onto the rocks.
Why would you do that?
Hard to say. It's been a dark time for all of us. But maybe she had her own burdens. Ones we never saw. Shame she chose such a dishonor. Shame she did it.
Sure no one else had a hand in this?
Certain. She was well liked. Nobody would have had anything to gain from her death. And I refuse to believe that any Volker would kill their own kin.
Wildly
Especially
naive.
not a matron-to-be.
Least of all because one woman down there who's just lost her husband kind of wants to be the matron.
We need a matron. And if she won't name one, I'll have to do it myself. It goes against tradition. But I don't have a choice. Maybe you should check Elspeth's hut. See if she left any notes or hints about who should follow her.
Seems reasonable. There's Elspeth's hut. Up there, okay. Really a hut. I'd go as far as to call it a house. I think it's a bit beyond calling this a hut, really. Seems a little unkind. Yes, sir. Coming in there and finding somebody in here immediately makes me slightly more suspicious.
You? What are you doing here? Haven't you done enough? You're the reason Elspeth is dead now. If you hadn't pried into Volker business, she'd still be here.
What on earth are you talking about?
You brought back the matron's totem. We hoped it would stay lost forever. But now the doors are open again and Elspeth's worst fears have come true.
You didn't want to be matron?
No. Frigg had chosen Elspeth's mother as her successor, but then Frigg disappeared and Elspeth's mother fell ill. Everyone feared that even if the totem was found, we'd be left without a matron. On her deathbed, Elspeth's mother named Elspeth as her successor. She never wanted it. But you don't refuse your dying mother, do you?
Good point.
We thought the tribe would eventually move on, find new ways to worship Mather, and leave this madness behind. But then you showed up.
Couldn't just refuse to become matron?
And bring down the wrath of the entire tribe on us both? After everything that's happened in Volker, do you really think they'd calmly accept her saying no? They wouldn't care about our plans for the future. Plans that don't involve Elspeth being stuck in the temple forever. To them, it's an honour. This entire tribe is worthless. They all see themselves as Mather's chosen, yet they act like sheep who can't survive without a herding dog.
What's she so afraid of?
You don't know? They didn't tell you? Being the matron is torment. It only ends in death.
Well, everything
When a
ends in
matron
death.
undergoes initiation, it's said she becomes a living vessel for Mather's wrath. It's like drinking that cursed potion. Your veins burn and your mind screams for blood. Our matrons spend their days isolated, barely holding back the berserker madness that threatens to consume them. They rely on calming herbs, meditation, whatever they can. but they need an
Yeah.
iron will to endure. Elspeth wasn't like that. She wore her heart on her sleeve. She loved people. She loved the mountains. She wasn't meant to spend her days alone in a dark room, hovering on the brink of madness.
Does seem to be a problem, yeah. I'm sorry. Why didn't two of you run past their home? And they also thought they wouldn't have to.
Yeah, me too. Now you see why we don't like outsiders prying into our business.
It's going to end well anyway.
Here, Elspeth left this letter for you. I found it among her things. She must have written it when word got out that you were looking for Frigg. Take it and go. There's nothing left for you here.
Outsider, if you're reading this, it means you have succeeded and I am gone. I couldn't tarnish my honour or Nessa's by running, so I chose the only path that is a little less dishonourable and affects no one but me. I had faith you'd find my matron's totem, and it was the kind of faith that filled me with dread. I know I wouldn't have been a good matron. In truth, I don't think anyone really is, because there's nothing good about being the matron. What goddess, what mother would condemn her daughter to a life of near solitude filled with suffering? It's cruel, and I don't want to believe that mother could be so cruel. I wish there was a way to end it all. No matron deserves her fate. It isn't a blessing, it's a curse. The only way for our tribe to be truly free is to break it. But if someone must take my place, please let it be someone with unshakable resolve and nothing left to lose. Let it be someone without regrets. Let it be someone who fully understands the magnitude of this choice. Someone who is nothing like me. Well, we have a volunteer. So maybe they don't need a matron. Elspeth had some very harsh things to say about being matron. See for yourself.
Dead by her own hand, rather than serve as matron. How could she do this? We needed her. The tribe needed her. And now what are we supposed to do? The tribe cannot survive without a matron, but I cannot force anyone to take the mantle. We've seen what can happen. Find us a matron stranger. Someone willing. Someone with strength. I can't ask them myself. They will obey. Find us a matron stranger, and I will attend the moot. That's a promise of the Volkir.
Well, clearly I don't have much options. Well, the choice is very easy. There's a woman whose husband we killed on the way in. Always wanted to be a matron, so she understands what's going on. It seemed like the logical choice. Tell me, that's it. Apparently I can't pick the most sensible person. See if we can advance this quest and see if it makes any difference to that. Oh, it's 11 o'clock already, crikey. I don't see. I'm deeply confused. On the cliff outside. Weird. Oh, up there. Really bloody weird. Because there doesn't seem to be a way to get there. Oh! Very weird. Bit of a scale. Another pissing mug. Grail, who are you?
Blessings. No
you?
matter, as you've probably guessed, I'm frail. That's what they call me when they cast me out of my tribe. I took refuge here because I thought it best to hide in plain sight. Please, don't turn me in. I'll die out there in the wilderness.
Tell me what you're doing.
Nothing wrong, I swear. I take some offerings from the altar when no one's looking. But no much. Just enough so nobody notices. Sometimes people come seeking comfort, and some want to hear Mather's voice. I'm no Mather, but I can't turn a blind eye to a suffering soul.
Volker won't be happy
But
here.
you don't look like a Volker to me. I'm no wrong, am I? Perhaps you'll grant me the mercy I won't find among the tribes. I'm no harming anyone here, I swear.
Were you the one speaking to Taige?
Tige. Such a poor, good boy. So misunderstood. He'd give his life for his wife. But I doubt she knows that because the poor lad can't get a word in edgeways. Oh, she's always complaining that she'd sacrifice herself to Mather for him. But between you and me, she was never fit to become a princess. Too eager and aggressive. And Tige, he's such an honest man, truly. He could have done better.
He's dead and it looks like it might be your fault.
What do you mean? Dead? What happened? Oh, I've been so worried about him. He's been gone for so long, but death. Oh, Tige.
Fell on a duel against me. The Volker thought him a madman hearing voices, and no one else wanted to grant him a good death.
Oh, what a tragedy. It's all my fault. I should have stayed quiet. Oh, what have I done?
So he wasn't insane, he was just talking to you.
I thought I was helping him. He would come to me, talk about his problems with Helmi. I helped him the best I could. I comforted him, like a good mother should. Mather is our mother. I just wanted to help her out. Give that nice boy some hope. In honour of my own children, who now gaze upon Mather's face. My fate is now in your hands. I wouldn't be able to best you in a duel. What is your decision?
Need to clear his name. I don't know that I do. Promise not to let anyone speak to anyone again. You can stay here. I don't think clearing his name helps any. You got the honourable death that is about the best that could be hoped for. Saying, oh, he wasn't mad. Well, now he's dead anyway. Yeah. I don't think there's any upside to that.
Thank you. Oh, thank Mather. I promise I'll be as quiet as a mouse. No one will hear a word from me. May Mather's light shine over your path.
Hmm. Oh dear, great. He was mad as a woman hiding in the temple, and he believed she was the voice of Arthur. I investigated it, and I'm sorry, he was just mad. Tell her the truth, that doesn't end well either. Decisions. I wish I'd heard a bit more about what Freya was saying about what's his name? T. There's yeah. You imply there's maybe a bit more going on there. That did not help much. Yeah, I think I'm just going to tell him he was bonkers.
I was afraid you'd say that. But I suppose I already knew. My poor husband. I'll pray to Medar to have mercy on his soul. I only hope she won't judge him too harshly for mistaking madness for her voice. Thank you, outsider. This matter is finally put to rest. Now I just need to find a way to move on.
Okay. Still not her. Any matron. The obvious choice not available. I'm still at a bit of a loss what to do here for a solution to this. Door in his house, but it's not actually a door. Weird. Those are eating the horns of the south. What? Don't see any hints as to who the fuck might have been a good pick there. That's weird. Not it's going to be any better. Very strange. We can try fast traveling down there and see if that still helps, but I don't suppose it will. Any hints? See, I've done all of this stuff. Reforged shatterblade. I'm going to tell a guy that I reforged a sword. Okay. Distinctly confused. Standing right next to it. That should be fine. Eh. Right, so I'll turn that quest in. And then I guess we'll find out next week what we need to do. Catch you later, Cal. Have a good one. I'm guessing I'll probably just look it up. I suspect it's going to be a shot so easy trying to find one unmarked individual in the entire frickin' map. Actually, I've got a hunch who it might be, but still.
Aye, speak quickly.
I managed to reforge that sword.
Let me see. I've got to admit, stranger, you're a talented smith. That's solid work. But take it.
Goodness.
Keep it far away from me. If it starts whispering again, that's your burden now. Now that I think about it, I might have something else that could interest you. Stop by if you feel like trading. I'll take a look at what
Nothing new. Easy XP though. Easy XPeasy. Something. Anyway, yeah, we'll figure that one out next time, I think. As it is rather late in the evening. It could be in another language, I guess. It is weird. Yeah, who knows? It's all a bit odd, isn't it? Easy XP. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know. Terrible shirt, but on the other hand, possibly a great one. Yeah. Weird. I don't know where on earth that person I need to find might be, but gander while I think about it. Tainted Grail. Ascension. Yep. Find a matron candidate. 2 candidates. First is Helmi. Second is Frail. That. Or I could go back to Ang's and tell him there should be no more matrons, apparently. Yeah. Looks like I'll have to go back and talk to those two and see what happens. I don't know if I've made the right choices to actually get Helm as an option, though. Okay, maybe I have done. Maybe I just need to go and talk to them again. But the quest's a bit confusing with saying going all the way back down to the Horns of the South, because you don't have to go there at all. Looks like there are maybe a couple of options. But I think the best one is actually to say, yeah, better off without a matron and go down that road if I can. I'll give it a go. Anyway, we'll do that on Monday. As, yeah, we are there already. Friday. End of. Yeah, that was alright. Look forward to pressing on. Yeah, after this, we've got the Ulfa tribe, and I don't know so much about them, so we'll see how that goes as well. And then there's a couple of side quests. Ooh, excuse me, as well to get through. But now explored the full area of the Fallen Swords pretty much. So, yeah, I would have thought there might be another tomb to find. Maybe it's in that area I can't get at yet. But maybe there isn't. Seems unlikely that a knight would be buried up here, I suppose. I do wonder whether or not we'll get to see Kamelot at any stage. Feels like we should, but I don't know if we will. Either way, I guess we've got a few more episodes to go, which should be cool. If you haven't seen it already, video went up today with a little tidbit of Fallout news. They're making, for 24 hours, glowing flashlight masks available from Invaders from Beyond. So, yeah, did a brief chat about that. If you haven't seen it already, have a gander. Hang on. No, that was a couple of days ago, Gray. Been and gone. Wednesday, it was. Yeah. Best builds video went up yesterday, and early next week we should have new build going up, but it'll take me a little bit to get to that, so it might be Tuesday or so. 21 again, yeah, if only. Well, might be physically 21 again. God, no, I'm not convinced I'd want to be mentally there again. No. I said on Tuesday that it was... I think I said on Tuesday it was tomorrow. And I did mention it on Wednesday, but anyway. All good. Do appreciate it, Gray. Yeah, anyway. Was alright. So, yeah, new build on Monday. We'll see how it goes. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to get through this weekend that'll keep me rather busy. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, for now, yeah, keep an eye out for those videos. Like, subs, notification bell, all that good stuff. We'll press on with this one. I do think we'll probably have a little bit of time for something else. I don't think it'll quite take us 40 parts to get through this game. I think we'll be like 38 or so. Something like that, but we shall see. Looking forward to seeing how this concludes. Should be cool. Anyway, for now, thank you for hanging out. Hope you've had a good one. Have a good weekend. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Don't work too hard. And yeah, we'll be back at it. Yeah, know that feeling as well, Mel. We'll be back at it on Monday for more streaming and more videos early next week as well. And lots of cool stuff coming up. So yeah, keep an eye out. Got some very, very cool stuff on the horizon. So until then, have yourselves a good one. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. And I will see you next week. Be good. Until then, see you on Monday, folks. Have a good night. Good night.